seen a lot of bad quarterback play, being a fan of this team, covering this team for my entire life.
Dillon Gabriel just went full-on meltdown mode over Shedeur Sanders replacing him, and it was unreal. One rough game morphed into a full-blown spectacle that hijacked every feed. TikTok, X, YouTube, clips everywhere. It's the perfect storm of ridiculous, dramatic, and can't-look-away chaos.
Ineptitude of what I saw out of Dillon Gabriel today. He's wildly inaccurate. He has no elite physical tools.
While Gabriel spiraled, Shedeur stood there in the shadows, calm, composed, a quiet storm waiting to take the stage. Let's talk numbers, because they tell the story without mercy. 17 completions on 32 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 167 yards. That's not command of an offense. That's hanging on by the laces. Meanwhile, folks tried blaming the defense like they were supposed to play quarterback too. You could picture the defenders politely clapping as Gabriel fired one straight to a linebacker. Good hustle, buddy. The offense scraped together 278 total yards. The Jets floated in with 169.
In fact, his physical limitations put him behind the 8 ball so much, and the coaching staff does very little to put him in spots to overcome any of that.
And somehow that was enough to make the score look like a taunt. 42 passing yards here, 127 rushing yards there, like a toddler outpacing a sprinter and waving on the pass by. If you summed up his afternoon in one word, it's why. Why that red? Why stare down the blitz like it owed him money? Why let the entire stadium watch the derailment in real time? And then came the post-game. Gabriel walked to the mic, Zen quotes loaded, felt good going into it. Flow of the offense.
I don't think the left-handedness helps anything. He's a complete comedy of errors, and they basically burnt a top 100 draft selection.
Flow, the completion rate was lower than a freshman's GPA after finals week. To his credit, he said it starts with me, which sure, someone had to say while the scoreboard was memeing him in 4K. Meanwhile, Shedeur, silent, unbothered, clocking every beat, the storm in the background that everyone can feel coming. The question on every feed right now is simple. When does the switch happen? Gabriel keeps saying he'll control what he can control, but the internet already sprinted ahead. Every off-tempo scramble, every awkward 4th and 1, every worm-burner incompletion just widens the doorway for Shedeur. This was a live masterclass in how to become a viral cautionary tale in one afternoon.
Yeah, when things aren't going well, there's always going to be change. That's part of it, because if you keep doing the same thing and don't change anything, then it's insanity. But
it got spicier when Gabriel started preaching versatility like it's his superpower, rolling out, keeping defenses off balance, helping the run game sounds good until you rewatch the tape and realize those plays worked in an alternate universe. It's like he narrated an imaginary highlight reel while the real game played like tragic comedy in front of us. Even the touchdowns were art. One to Jerry came by a boot right, stop, fling across the body left, chaos cosplaying as genius. Then came the 95-yard drive slick for a minute. You almost believed he turned a corner until the rest of the game reminded you it was luck dressed as momentum. That's the Dillon Gabriel arc, a spark that never becomes a fire. By then, the tension was thick enough to cut with a face mask. Gabriel fought for his spot, tossing out execution and versatility.
I feel like at times there's things that went well, and we sustained and executed, and then
like smoke grenades. Shedeur didn't say anything. He didn't need to. He was just there, steady, inevitable. The sequel, everyone knew was coming, even if Gabriel pretended it didn't exist. The internet detonated on cue, memes, mock headlines, slow-mo breakdowns. The Gabriel meltdown trended while editors stitched together split screens. Gabriel's misfires on the left, Shedeur's cold stare on the right. The web doesn't forgive, doesn't forget, and definitely doesn't let you wax poetic about flow when your passes are floating like weather balloons. Let's circle back to the stats because they're the entire mood board. 17 out of 32, 2 scores, a stat line that screams almost in 12 different dialects. The team mustered 278 total yards and still felt toothless. That doesn't whisper mediocrity. It shouts it through a bullhorn. Gabriel knows it too. He owned the misses, the misreads, the moments he let slip self-aware. Absolutely. Redeeming? Not when the tape looks like this. If your definition of inspiring is why backup quarterbacks exist, congratulations. You got a thesis. And that's where Shedeur Sanders enters like a silent drumbeat. Every time Gabriel says, control what I can control, the stadium, the sideline, and social media hear something else. Countdown. Every sack, every late ball, every missed hot reads like a timer tick.
In certain moments, we didn't execute, and that starts with me. But yeah, it's always frustrating when it's not going the way you want it to, and you put in the work and time. But in crucial moments, you got to have it and execute.
Toward the handoff. Picture a guy juggling knives while a world-class chef stands behind him, cool as marble, holding a net that's Shedeur, composed, lethal, one viral clip away from running the show. Gabriel insists the flow with the staff is there, until one penalty knocks over the whole Jenga tower. He talks rhythm, and the highlight reel answers with 3 and outs. He talks getting Jerry involved, and fans yell back, "Great, now let Shedeur feed him." It's tragic comedy. A good dude trying to lift his team while cranking out meme material by the minute. Then the line, "I'm not looking over my shoulder."
Anyone, it's versatility, and you want to have that. You want to move launch points. You want to keep the defense off balance. It helps.
Cute. It's like convincing yourself there's no shark while the fin slices the surface behind you. Shedeur isn't just a backup. He's a presence, a storm, the metaphor for accountability that players feel even if no one says it out loud. That's the power dynamic now. Gabriel mentions planting seeds. The internet replies, "Grow touchdowns." He says, "Execution starts with me," but it all seems to end there too. Clips flood timelines, reaction videos spawn like wildfire, and every sports show tees up the obvious topic. When, not if, the switch flips. It's not just football anymore, it's digital theater. Gabriel, the overthinking hero. Shedeur, the silent force waiting in the wings. Every time Gabriel says momentum, the crowd asks, when does Shedeur take over? And the longer it simmers, the more combustible it gets. Each game adds a chapter. Each press conference adds a plot twist.
The run, it helps the O-line, helps me. It helps everyone involved. And I think the more versatile you are, it helps. But, I think that in general helped us throughout the day.
Memes multiply, debates get louder, the tension builds. Shedeur remains the unshakable storm hovering over every word Gabriel says. The inevitable future everyone's waiting to see. If you're riding this roller coaster, hit subscribe so you don't miss the switch when it drops, and drop a comment. Which week does Shedeur get the keys? There's a human side to this too. Gabriel isn't a villain. He's a pro who got caught in a pressure cooker, tried to speak the language of leadership, and got ambushed by a new reality. Cleveland doesn't want explanations anymore. It wants answers. The city's patience for QB lectures is at an all-time low. After years of "we're close," the only acceptable punctuation is points. That's unfair in one way and completely fair in another, because the job is merciless. The tape either validates the podium or turns it into a punchline.
You were able to get Jerry more involved. I know that was a point of emphasis. So is that something, as you look ahead, do you think that's something that you guys can build and grow on?
Yeah, Jerry's a great player and want to continue to do that.
The locker room senses it. Players feel the hum change when a quarterback with gravity walks in. Huddles tighten, eyes lift. Routes get sharper when a ball arrives on time with purpose. Linemen strain a tick longer when they think a first down is inevitable. That's the subtle stuff a new QB can trigger. Shedeur's aura, calm, poised, "I got this," can tilt a building if the staff gives him the reins. Expect the install to protect him without dulling his edge. Quick game for rhythm, defined reads to trim the processing, pocket movement to change sight lines, some tempo to trap defensive packages, and a vertical shot when the post safety spins the wrong way. Let him be decisive, not heroic. That's how you flip narrative without feeding risk. None of that erases Gabriel's arc or effort. He's good enough to start in this league, but good enough isn't the mandate when a city is starved for a spark. In Cleveland, it's done nibbling. The Browns have cycled through safe bets and careful plans. Shedeur represents the thing this franchise rarely trusts. A swing swings miss sometimes, but they also travel 440 feet into a cold night and make people believe again. That's why the internet's obsession with this meltdown isn't just mean-spirited, it's anticipatory. People are waiting for the moment the camera cuts from Gabriel's sideline stare to Shedeur's chin strap snapping down. They want to see if the storm they projected onto him exists on grass. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the chance, the possibility, has energy. And energy is currency in a league that sells Sundays like cinema. So where does it go from here? If the staff sticks with Gabriel another week, the clock just gets louder. Every 3 and out will feel like a pole. Every red zone stall will trend. If they pivot to Shedeur, the runway will be short and noisy. He'll need early, easy completions to get the heartbeat right, a run game to keep edges honest, and a shot call to announce the era of the defense. It'll play freer if it trusts the offense to cash in. Momentum isn't magic, it's 100 little signals that tell a roster it won't have to be perfect to win. And if you're Dillon Gabriel, you take the heat, keep the locker room, and fight like a pro. Your best chance at rewriting the narrative is boring football, on time, on schedule, chains moving, silent crowds. Spoil the switch by making it feel unnecessary. Otherwise, accept the role reversal with your chin up and be the kind of teammate who makes a room better even when the mic isn't yours. For everyone else, grab your popcorn. This saga has legs. Stats will keep receipts. Cameras will find faces. And somewhere in all that noise, a city will decide who it trusts with Sundays. If you want the film room breakdown the moment Shedeur takes live snaps like this video, hit subscribe and ring the bell, then tell me in the comments which concept you want dissected first. RPOs, dagger, mesh, Y-cross? We'll break it down the second the tape drops. Until then, remember, the internet may love a meltdown, but it worships a turnaround. If Shedeur is the storm everyone believes he is, the forecast in Cleveland is about to change. And when it does, you'll feel it long before the final score says so.